Let's get the show on the road, guys. We are in Blender, of course. And I'm gonna build some stuff. Very exciting. So I'm just quickly gonna do an audio test in the background. Sorry, it's my usual thing. Every time I don't do this, I end up regretting it. So it's very important that I do this. So if there's any feedback, if you hear me repeating or echoing, I'm so sorry about that. Shouldn't last long. Okay. And we're like. So this, of course, is New Olympus. Okay, are we still there? Yeah, perfect. Okay, there we go. Audio test complete. Thank you. So this is New Olympus. We're just gonna be casually building away in here, guys. Should be fun. Okay, stop by, have a chat. If you've got any questions, ask. So those of you who have been following this build the last 3 days that I've been running it, we have seen some things already, which is great. Interesting. I'm not seeing the last thing I put in here. Oh no, there we go. There's a landscape in here. Wonderful. So Olympus is coming together quite nicely. Something I really want to do today, at some point, is to show you what it looks like when it's imported into Horizon Worlds, but not quite at that point yet. So we've got the Lounge of Apollo, which has been sort of fleshed out. We haven't added in the portal pants yet. I've just noticed that, look at the UV mapping on this. It's all gone to hell. So we're going to just tap some keys. Bear with me a sec. I'm just going to open up a YouTube stream panel as well in the background, which should be fun. Yeah, 2 seconds. I'm just trying to work this out. Mute that and ghost. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay, I think that's good, guys. I'll jump back to the Instagram window a sec. Wonderful. So if I now just select that, I'm going to say UV, and I'm going to say unwrap. Smart UV project, unwrap. That looks awful. So how do we fix that? Well, quite simply, we've probably got scaling or some other thing applied to this. So if I say rotation scale, actually no, I just want to do scale for now. So if I try that again, UV, unwrap, and then smart UV project, that's now looking a little bit healthier. Still not ideal. I'm probably going to come back and use a different texture from that in time, but yeah, should be good. Should be good, guys. Okay, so if I just zoom out, where we got? I've got these chairs here. Great. The question is, with all this new building capacity that we can be super conservative with in Horizons, now we've got direct access to be able to manipulate vertices and not have to use too many faces for things. Oh, look at this back wall. That's going to get messed up, isn't it? Yeah, cut. So, actually, I'm going to put in the golden throne to me, guys. Yeah, we're going to do that. I really don't have a clue how I'm going to attempt this. But what I'm going to do is I'm first of all just going to grab one of these. Shift this. Sorry, Shift and D. We'll duplicate that up and just pull it over here, okay? And then I'm going to just go for the overhead camera. And G this over to share. Actually, should it be a sync? I'm not sure it should be. Yeah, scratch that. I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up here, and I'm going to bring in focus mode just here. What I'm going to do actually, I'm going to bring the walls too, if I may. Yeah, that'll be kind of cool. Voila. And then we're going to come down here. I'm going to set the Shift S. I'm going to set the cursor to the selected object. Should have put it there, but it doesn't appear to if you can't see it there. Try it again. Cursor to selected. I let that work that time. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. Great. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sort of say mesh cube. We'll plop that there, and then if we just of course it needs to be angled, doesn't it? So if I rotate, to like so. And then scale, okay? See? We'll go 10. Oh, we got snapping on, that's good. So, what can I do here? I'm gonna do a Control Shift and a V. Let's grab the middle piece just here. Snap that to, if I can, the center of there. That gives us a central. Then I'm going to G, and I'm going to, let me think. Don't know what axis it would be. It's not global I want. It's not global at once. If I just undo that, I'll say local. And if I say G and press Y again, that's good. That's now giving me the right angle of movement. So, here we go. Plop that right in there, and then G and Z down to up here. Okay, wonderful. We select this bit, put G down. And we're just going to sort of scale that up a bit because this is going to be the base of which Zeus's throne is on. So it's going to have some steps in front of it, I think, guys. That's going to be a nice thing that we can do. So if I just pull that away, and then if I'm going to do this slightly less obvious way and select this, and I'm going to say, hey, G, and to the Y, there we go. So I'm also going to G that, oh no, we don't want that, what the hell? Oh, of course, So if I just Control A and I'm going to apply the scale, okay? Next I'm going to, notice I haven't applied the rotation, because that would have some funny effects, and it took me a while to sort that out on the other things when I did that. So white marble, you can see that's now command's quite square, and if I just select this, so the scale has been applied, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to UV and wrap that using cube projection, which will bring it in quite tight then. You can see there, it's looking alright. Now I've got a general visualization of what I want here, and what I think I want to do is I want to bring in, yeah, I want to bring this a little higher, so G and at. I could be a bit more specific with this. I'm probably going to remove this underneath face, so goodbye to that. Actually no, leave it there because I'm going to do some loop cutting shortly. We will need that in there. So I don't want the throne to get too high. I think that's probably a little too high. If I just do it that way, that's going to work quite well. Now I need a loop cut, okay? So loop cut and slide, and we're going to just go... I made it quite exact, so I think we're going to just do that, okay? Oop, lovely. Oh, okay, fine. And then we're going to do a little loop cut and slice here. But I'm going to take it to about, probably, I don't know, just one cat. We're going to pull it to a bit there, okay? And we're just going to enter that. Hey, Roy, how you doing? And Zoltan, hello. To all the guys on YouTube, please feel free to follow. No, subscribe over on YouTube, and it's free for you to do so. It'll help me a lot if you can do that. Thank you so much. And also recommend me to your friends if you find this useful or informative in any way. Okay, so we're gonna sort of just redo these a bit, so bear with. I'm gonna just delete these faces. Okay, and then I'm gonna select the vertices, and it'll become obvious what I'm attempting to do very shortly. Oh, hang on. I'm not sure I should have done that. I don't think the order matters, does it? No, that's fine. So we're going to just clean this up as well, alright? Boop. And boop. And boop. Okay. So we're going to get rid of the edges. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I probably shouldn't have done some merges on this, but we'll deal with that in a sec. So you see the UV mapping storm to hell as I added these back on, so fine. Now what I'm going to try and do and see how badly this works. Ready? G and down. Whoa! That's hilarious. Okay, so I think I'm going to undo all that. That was a mistake. Not a problem though. Have that back on. My brain went wonky for a second. I just need to bring this in. There we go. So if I now select faces here, here, and here. Now what happens when I extrude downwards? Does that work? Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Let's, I'm not sure that's what I want to do. I've got in my mind something that I want to do. It's, we could use, there is an advanced way I did this, but I don't know if I can bother to do it for the sake of this. Will we just... we put in some steps. Okay, we loop cut that. We will introduce some unnecessary geometry, and that's okay. I can live with that. And then what we do, and we'll clean up after, okay? But if we just say down to about, here. This is really not a good way of doing it, guys. I'm sort of tempted to cut my losses here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I love trying to solve these sorts of problems in 3D, and it's like, usually you just check yourself. Take a few attempts, and then you just come back and you're like, yeah, that's not the way to do it. I'm gonna make sure that X-ray is on at the top corner, okay? So I'm selecting through when I do this. Oops. There are faces at the bottom also. So there we go. So I'm gonna delete these. Shit. I'm gonna delete the vertices. No, that's not it. Oh shit. I'm such a moron sometimes. So if I just extrude that all downwards, right, on the Z-axis to here. Oh, sandball. Plain ball. How? Just gonna pull that down to about here, okay? Wow, that was some messed up geometry, but I love it. Okay. Here, but yeah, here we go. Oh my goodness me, it's fair fight. Hello, long time no see. And how are we? Oh. Just delete those faces. We'll come back and tear at the edges. This is where I sort of want to start playing more with plasticity, because I think plasticity could be really neat for rapidly. In fact, you know what, guys? I'm going to do that. You ready for this? I'm going to fire at plasticity. I'm going to be a rebel. You ready? Below it. Okay, so what? Here comes plasticity. Now, so plasticity, I'm not using on my workflow as much as I should be. It is a great tool. It was created by a Blender fan, who was a little bit frustrated about certain elements of Blender and why sometimes it was... Blender's great, don't worry, I can never not Blender for a free tool. Oh my god, it's so good. But yeah, it has shortcomings, I do acknowledge that. So if I just move this up to here, what I'll do is I'll bring in the plasticity thingy, so you can see what I'm doing in here, wherever the hell it is. Okay, up. Do we get to see it? Is you? Do I have to reselect it? Wow. Okay. Perfection. Okay, that's just done that. So if I move, that's frustrating. So I like to lock windows sometimes. That's kind of problem. And what the hell? Yeah, there we go. So I can't create new things, damn it. And then I leave other things unlocked, which just get in the way. It's still locked apparently. There we go. Okay, that's smooth. So we're gonna just keep grabbing the wrong things. There we go. I just move plasticity down here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring open. I do have the plugins tool for it, so I'm gonna connect to plasticity. Okay. So that's now come up with this menu, and I must see live link. Yeah. Great. Then live link, if I go and find, it'll have created a new folder in our collection in here. So if I come up to here a sec, I'm going to just delete that. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, I just realised this is the old version of plasticity. Why have I got two versions installed? That's nuts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly just plot this in here and bring this up here. And then I press enter. Don't remember to do that. So now I've done that. Do I get to see? Yes, it's put it into Blender so I can actually see the object is here. Now I'm going to try, if I may, I don't know if it's going to let me do this, but pick this object up and move it. I've never actually tried to do this mid-edit session, because I've never tried to use plasticity inside an actual workflow session. So if I just come up to here, and then turn off snapping, because that's going to frustrate me as I do the next bit. See, I cross to here. So if I just bring this down to focus on this box here, I'll bring that upwards. It's not centered, do forgive me. But what we're now going to do, guys, is we are going to add another core to this. So I went through all the familiarization with a new version of plasticity, only now to be using the older version of it again. So we're just, oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on now. The hell, man. So out that down to here. And there we go. To actually bring that down to, well, I mean, to be honest, there is good if I just enter that. So what's happening then behind the scenes? The object is indeed manipulating, so I need to probably rotate that on the Z round like that. I think plasticity is a solid tool. It's not super expensive for a sort of an indie package, and it works, so works reasonably well. Like from my limited usage of it, it's been very, very efficient. And like I said, for me, it doesn't replace Blender, but it does enhance the experience when you're prototyping things. Like, check this out. We've cut ourselves a lovely bevel going on there. Or we can just sort of go the other way. Look at this. Whoa, we've got ourselves a nice rounded filler. But it's really quite incredibly powerful as well. Like, I don't think you can do this straight up in Blender. Whoa, look at that. You can create some really interesting shapes with this on the fly. And if I jump back to Blender, you can actually, you should be able to see, I probably need to apply that. Yeah, you can actually see it's just created that now beyond the scenes, which is really fucking cool. I love it. But then, you know, you can, if you change your mind, you just bring it back, right? So this, actually, let's try another one of those and see how they sort of overlap. Oh, hang on. There we are. Oh, okay, we're only there. So yeah, you can do some really cool shit with this. So yeah, I think plasticity, from what I understand, was made by a guy who is a massive Blender advocate. But he was frustrated sometimes that, like, Blender just didn't work well as a CAD app, and he was like, hey, I can do this. I can bring this. And so he did all that. And like I said, not expensive, completely free to try, unhindered, I believe, for 30 days. But honestly, I did that. And I didn't really use it because I've got a bit of a problem with, like, taking out trials and not actually using things because it seems like a good idea, and I just get distracted. So I did stump up the money for it, and it was, you know, it wasn't ridiculous amounts. It was expensive for most people's wallets, but compared to, like, you know, anything from like Adobe or whatever, or even, you know, Maya or 3 Studio, nowhere near. It's sort of the price you could expect to pay for a decent indie tool, and it delivers. There's a lot of stuff in here, whereas in Blender you have the S3 key to bring up the sort of quick menu, right, for all this stuff where you can search, blah blah blah. In plasticity it's the F key. You press the F key and you've got all these bridge curves and copy with placement. There's a whole lot of stuff in here. With all the shortcuts and as well. So it's a nice app. It's a very nice app. Radial arrays are great. So I've used radial arrays to doing like column patterns. When you do Greek columns, they're very good for that. So in Blender, you might do that with a sort of an object offset with a spin. But in this one, you use a radial array, and I can have a quick demo of that now if you want. Select solids or curves. Do you select the center point? So you select a solid there and the center point. Well, I mean, it thinks that we've selected it. It tells us so the two duplicate and orient round. I don't know if that's actually going to work, guys, but I doesn't like it. So see, too few items. Cooked up. So do we give it the end edge face? And then we say, what's there? Do it? No, I didn't like that. Okay, nonsense. So I did do it once. I might have to sort of read up on how to do it again. If I sort of say like a circle, no, wrong one. If I put in a cylinder, like so. Well, I can't remember how I did this. I think I had another object, like a box maybe. And let's try it. Hey, so figure 1, oops, and 2. Let me just kind of cut that out there. I missed an entire head there. Damn it. Let's take that back. Oh, fuck it. I'm not mean to go through that. I can't remember how to use it. truth be told, but this is an application I do really want to force myself to use more to just figure it out. But there's just so much you can do in here. It's gorgeous. Like, well, undo that. Now, what I really came here to do is to do stairs. So let's just see. Is there a stairs modifier? Lot. Is there an array modifier? There it is. Rectangular array, curvilinear radial arrays. So let's just put that in there and then pull that up here. Yeah, enter that. We'll follow in here and then that to share. Ooh, I know. Whoop. Okay. Yeah. There. There's probably some level of snapping I need to pull on here as well. To press enter on that one. Always gotta remember to press enter in Buster Steve, because it does not commit. Oh. Well. That to the... there. It's really uneven, but we'll get there, guys. So, I need to select faces now, so if I just pull this face upwards. To about there, we now have our stairs. It's a bit too much, isn't it? Put them down to about there. And if I go shit, oh no. You son of a gun. Okay, I need to press enter, of course. I totally forgot. After literally just saying, remember to press enter, and I didn't do it. Okay, so, let's just pull this up here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pull it up to about there, okay? I think that's okay. This is not very exact. We can always finish that afterwards. But look at the topology that we get actually in here. So if we look at the wireframe, we can actually see it's created one mesh. So as much as we've sort of messed around with it over in plasticity, it has created a really nice triangulated mesh, which is actually pretty clean. It's pretty clean. You know? Okay. So that's it. The weight. Weird. A cylinder and a solid in here, look. Ha! I'm gonna get rid of that. And that as well, so goodbye to that. I think that was the column that I created separately. So, that's now rendered, guys. At least that's what we're gonna run with. So if I just take this to the top. Of course. I need to this way. Pull this here. Possibly an illuminatrix, but it definitely scaling up. Okay. Definitely if I bring that down. Oops. Yeah. Okay, and then we're going to do some more interesting stuff. So, I think what I want to do here is put another corner box on this, okay? So look here to... here it goes, and then just raise that up a little. And then over here I want to do the same. Now, I wonder if I can make use of, like, snapping to do this. Let's find out, eh? Oh! Do all that far, but I do want to... it's not the right orientation, and these go up. Let's see if we can do it this way. I'm sure it's more exact than this. Oh, look, it really isn't driving that. And of course, view system 101. Ow! Hello, S7WA! Thank you very much for your following. I don't know on network what network you just followed me, it's not saying, but thank you either way. It's gonna... cool. Yeah, that unfortunately did not work. I think the edge that it connected to was not the correct one, so I'm just gonna pull this away. When I'm gonna let it go over here, okay? I mean, let's try it. Yeah, no, I'm definitely missing a trick with the snapper here, and that's something for me to look up next to Leon. this here. Okay, let's just see how does that actually look in Blender. It's boxy, but it'll do. Maybe I'm just trying to do too complex an object in this end. So if I now click inset this, if I see calf and inset, is there a? There's not. So how the heck do I do that then? What have we got? Is it an extrude? Shift color different name maybe. Let's try extruding. Oh, no, we don't do that. Well, maybe we do. I mean, sure. Okay. Enter. And we say extrude. Act again. Oh, that's weird. So whereas a Blender that would have left a little point in here, it doesn't in here. You know what I mean? It would have left some this. If we look at even the geometry here, like you can see it hasn't, which is not a weakness. It's just not what I wanted it to do because I'm so used to working on Blender, you see. So let's just select the edges and see what's going on. Okay, let's zoom out a bit because I'm kind of stuck. Now I'm going to attempt to do this. Oh, look at that. That's pretty magical. So I can go simple, I think. So if I just press enter there, you can actually see behind the scenes it's done that. So the next thing I think I want to do, guys, is try and put the throne in. So this shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Let's go select a box over here. To be very, very simple, okay? Because everything I'm doing at the moment is kind of grey boxing. It's just to replicate the current look and feel of Olympus as it stands. Hi Ryan, how you doing? Sure, ask away. Ask away. Okay. And that's the wonderful thing about plasticity as well. If you want to change the positioning of anything, if you notice it's not quite right, you can click it and just move it, and it remaps the topology automatically. Sure. Yeah, exactly that. Very nice too. Okay, if anyone's watching on YouTube, by the way, please do feel free to hit the subscribe button. It's free, of course. It's free. It's YouTube's way of saying follow me. So, please feel free to do that if you find this in any way interesting. So what we're now gonna do here. Hello. I'm gonna draw a box. Just like that. I think that's probably a good back to us. A throne. Nice and high. And then we're gonna stick in some arms again. Again, I just need to make sure that this is proportioned right. And I could have absolutely done this in Blender, however, it's a good excuse for me to get a bit more practice with this. So I'm still not sure how to, oh, that's cool. Holding down control brings in this sort of random snappy shit. Wish I knew about that. It's good. Press enter. And I'm gonna just, at this point, let's just bring that up here so you can actually see it. Sorry, guys. So 1, 2, 1 and 2, and then we're gonna try doing a fillet. Yeah. Oh, hi, man. I sometimes get carried away and just take random things, as you do. Here we go. Ready? So kind of random, nice curved fillet there. You can see that's added just a bit of complexity, to be honest, to this. Not too much though, luckily. But you can definitely see that it has done something. Oh, I'm tired, guys. I'm very tired. me just, So, now let's jump back here, and we're gonna do a little, can we do a loop cut on this, maybe? Let's have a look, let's look what our options are. There might be something, what's this? Trim? Split curve and edge at point, not what I want to do so much. So I want to say, like, nope. Offset face loop, I wonder if that's the one I was looking for. Offset face. Offset face or offset. I think offset face was the inset that I was looking for. But what's an offset face loop? That's mad. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's cool. So we can actually now, if we enter that, well, that's kind of cool. Not what I wanted, but it'll do. You'll lift it. Enter. Oh, that job. So let's reposition this. I think that's. It's coming together slowly. It seems like the right surf proportions. I do need to at some point try importing this stuff into Horizons just to make sure it does actually look okay and it survives the import process. But the one thing I've noticed is it is all triangulated, which is great. And sometimes I know a lot of the problems with importing stuff from Blender into Horizons is that it's not triangulated. Oh. Right. I am going to stop the stream now, guys. I think I'm feeling incredibly tired. My brain doesn't want to play no more. So... yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. If you're on Twitch and you haven't followed, please do. That does help me a lot. Thank you very much. If you're on YouTube, again, please do hit the subscribe button. That does also help. But apart from that, have a lovely day. I may do another stream later, I don't know. I'm more of a fan of doing short streams these days, but I say that my last one was over an hour. Well, yes, when I start streaming to TikTok again, I think that may be a place to be. Okay, thank you all for tuning in. Stream ended.